I know what happened on March 4th. I have proof. You have 48 hours to make it right. Sara Chen played the voicemail 4 times. The voice was stripped of emotion and natural breath, leaving behind a cold, mechanical demand. As a forensic accountant, Sara deals in certainties. She views human memory as a failing biological record, subjective and prone to gaps. Numbers and data nodes, however, do not hallucinate. Think of it as a double-entry ledger for existence. Every physical action leaves a corresponding digital footprint. A purchase, a GPS ping, or a transit swipe ensures the 2 columns always reconcile. On Wednesday morning, Sara discovered a 13-hour hole in her own ledger. It began at 7:02 p.m. on Tuesday. She remembered entering the subway, but the record after that is a blank slate. In those missing hours, her phone recorded no activity. There were no financial transactions, no location pings, and no messages. In a world where every move is logged by a dozen independent sensors, a total blackout across every system is statistically impossible. To an auditor, a void this clean suggests the data wasn't lost, it was removed. When the digital ledger is scrubbed, an investigator has to pivot to the physical world. Sara found 4 physical anomalies: mud in her boot treads, a deep purple bruised palm, an empty coat hook, and an unfamiliar gray wool scarf. Her brain attempted to treat these as mundane morning inconveniences. She viewed the mud as a chore and the bruise as a minor mystery, reflexively trying to restore her apartment to its normal state. She scrubbed the boots clean, applied ice to her hand, and hid the scarf. By the time she finished her morning routine, Sara had effectively sanitized her own crime scene. She didn't need an outside force to compromise the audit. She had already deleted the physical evidence herself. At 9:02 a.m., a news notification broke her focus. A body had been found near the East Trail of Riverside Park, the exact path Sara uses for her Tuesday evening runs. The victim was David Mura, a private investigator. His time of death was estimated between 8 p.m. and midnight on March 4th, the exact center of Sara's 13-hour blackout. The article included a photo of Mura. Wrapped around his neck was the same thick gray wool scarf Sara had just hidden in her closet. She retrieved the scarf and searched it more closely this time. Tucked into a fold near the fringe, she found a photograph with a 10:47 p.m. timestamp. The photo shows the stone bridge under a street lamp. Sara is standing right next to David Mura. She isn't struggling, she's smiling at the camera. The missing hours are no longer a void. The ledger now contains a single undeniable data point. Sara was an active participant in the events leading to Mura's death. A knock at the door turned the abstract mystery into a physical threat. 2 detectives stood in the hallway, waiting with the professional patience of people who already have the evidence they need. As Sara backed away from the door, she tripped over a pile of fabric. Her missing coat was lying in the middle of the floor, a space she had searched twice just an hour earlier. Pinned to the lapel was a note. The handwriting was hers, but the letters were firmer and more controlled than she had written in years. The note warned her not to open the door yet. It confirmed their suspicions and directed her to a hidden USB drive in the left pocket. She reached in and pulled out a drive wrapped in white tape. Written on it were 2 words: Tuesday night. The detectives are only managing the external ledger. Inside the apartment, Sara is looking at a crime engineered by the only person who knows her weaknesses well enough to hide the truth, a version of herself that was ready for this moment before it even happened.